gosh, this man doesn't listen. If I can't get my job right, this man's video won't come out right. Oh my god, why doesn't he listen? I gotta wait for all of this. Oh my gosh, I can't deal with this anymore. Someone get me Starbucks. Someone get me Starbucks as a summer berry. I need that. And action!
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Remo, aka Mr. Rich Threads. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Fashion, powered by the JVT Network. And for those newcomers that don't know, this is the place where we have barbershop conversation, where we talk sports, fashion, culture, all intertwined into one. And we kind of give it like a barbershop feel of it. There's no right, there's no wrong. That's why we encourage you, if you like what you're talking about and you like what you hear, write it down in the comment below. Don't forget to rate, comment, like, subscribe, tell a friend, share it with somebody that might love it. It's Let's Talk Fashion. Now, we got a couple things that we got to talk about on the docket because, fashion been a little slow, but we got a few hot takes that, we got to get around. Remember y'all said that Nike brand was kind of dying? The hype wasn't there? Well, Nike and Jordan brand kind of ramped it up this year, and, they try to put foot on necks. Yeah, it's looking a little different. We're going to discuss that a little bit about certain collaborations that came, sneaker of the year, conversations, and all that other good stuff. We also going to discuss Yachty jumping out the window and kind of talking crazy again. He made a freestyle and he kind of used the wrong words and he kind of put himself in a position where Steven Jackson had to kind of check him, but Steven Jackson already fucked around, so that's a whole nother discussion that we had with that. We're gonna talk a little bit about Deion Sanders, whether the Browns is playing around with him, or he's gonna get the starting spot, the backup spot, or even a roster spot in general, or could he find himself on the trading block? And then we're gonna talk about the nostalgia of the youth really tapping into back in the day brands with like Casa Knight really playing around with Rocket there. And could these streamers revitalize some of our, favorite brands from back in the day? So now when we talk about Jordan brand and kind of, it's losing its luster a little bit over the years, and Nike kind of, taking a step back somewhat when it comes to like, innovation with footwear. They pulled out all the stops this year, from them dropping the Jazz, which seemed to be the hottest sneaker going into the 2025 to 2026 season. Them shits right there might be the new sneaker of the year and the on-court sneaker of the year for the upcoming season because of the creativity, and they leaning into, the aspect of Ja with the whole graffiti feel, and, the kids really move the culture when it comes to, streetwear and footwear and on-court shit. And Ja might be the best villain to use at this time, where he's the non-traditional guy. He's the guy, pointing on the fingers of the guns and all that other crazy shit that he's into. But the kids are buying into that, to the point where like he got suspended with the whole gunplay situation. And then he took out, he threw the grenade and did a whole other thing. Now the kids are doing that as well. So we could say that if not anything else, Ja is very influential. And then Nike has leaned into that as well. They also have been going crazy with the Jordan brands when it comes to reimagines, when it comes to bringing things out the vault. We done seen them come out with the undefeateds, that some shit that we probably would have thought would have never ever dropped in life again, where the original pair only dropped 29 of them shits, and now they're going to be available to the public and masses. This is like a conversation where it's like, how bad does it hurt with nostalgia and the storyline of things being stuck in the vault, that people are actually having an opportunity to obtain these shoes? It's kind of fly. So we seeing that come out. You do have Travis still stuck in the rotation with his releases that he got coming out. He got a dope fragment collaboration that he got coming out. Him himself, Fragment, and Jordan Brand releasing the Jordan 1 Low. Nigel Sylvester, he might arguably have, sneaker of the year right now with the Brick by Bricks. Then he just had a new Better With Time release, and that shit is sold out. They got a lot of stuff. They then played around with the Aqua 8s, probably one of the best colorways of the Jordan 8s. That whole 90s feel, that whole, retro aesthetic to that. So they really went far with that. And this year they're not playing around. Absolutely not. They still have slated that the Bugs Bunny Ace is going to be on the calendar. I don't know, man. The Nigel, not even Nigel, the Off-White ones is rumored to be coming back, not coming back. We don't even know what's going on over there. And then what kicked it off for everybody in the beginning of the year was the Jordan 5 reimagined metallic black colorway, which I hold near and dear to me right now because I keep those in my rotation heavily. It's one of my favorite sneakers, and it's kind of one of the easiest sneakers that you could actually pair with anything to really match. It makes it really easy to make this, to make a outfit with those pair of sneakers. So definitely shout out to Nike brand and what they got going over there. I guess they got tired of hearing, Nike is dying and this brand is better than that now. And they came and say, you know what? We're not playing around with nobody no more. It's our time to reemerge. And they really went crazy, man. But now, somebody who was actually affiliated with Nike, who had actually a dope release as well, was Lil Yachty with his Concrete Boy releases. And he's been doing his thing over there as well. But it seems like Yachty can't get out of his own way with making controversial comments and, finding himself on the wrong side of the news sometimes. And, we know him to be a smart kid, real good with the whole branding himself and having collaborations and all of that. Find themselves in the right room, but then says the wrong things, and it kind of brings the wrong attention to him at times. So this time, he kind of got the attention of somebody who you really don't want to fuck around with, and that's Steven Jackson. He had a little excerpt in his freestyle, one of his latest freestyles, when he mentioned to the aspect of, George Floyd.
Put my knee up on her neck, I went George Floyd. Put my knee up on her neck, I went George Floyd. Put my knee up on her neck, I went George Floyd.
And we know that's Steven Jackson's partner. Ever since that incident took place, he's always been on the forefront of conversation, or standing up for his brother. And he took to the internet and said, you know what, it's up moving forward because you was looking for attention, and he really didn't like what took place with that whole freestyle, and he addressed it publicly.
Put a knee up on his neck. That's some weak ass shit, Yachty. But let somebody die in your family. We gonna do a whole skit about it and see how funny it is, bro. Cut that shit out, man. It's only you whack Sambo ass that do shit like that.
And the last time Steven Jackson kind of addressed some shit publicly was a beef between him and Steve Francis, and that didn't kind of end up well with Steve Francis getting dragged a few times and pulled him by his chain and all types of shit. It got a little ugly because Steve Jackson is really a hood nigga. Like, he really one of us, but he's kind of in place to be where he is, and as far as the media and the NBA and all of that. But he's really one of us, and he's not there to be fucked around with. But I guess somehow or another, Yachty kind of reached out to him, and then they touched bases, and then they kind of squashed it as men. And he came out and said, you know what, he apologized, and it was an error on his mistake, and he acknowledged it. This, it's kind of fly that you could see an older gentleman get in contact with a younger gentleman, and then the younger gentleman know that what he said was wrong, to own up to his, what he did and the error that he made with the statement, and take ownership of it. So the fact that that was completed, I really enjoyed that, because usually you see the young dude kind of double down and be like, you know what, I ain't curling up to no old head, yada, yada, yada. That's usually the way the conversation goes. And then it's always a little bit of violence and shit in between. So the fact that they were able to squash this and then not go to that level, and they publicly could state that, it was, you know, worked out behind the scenes. It's just an amazing thing. And this should be something done a little bit more often than not. So, shout out to both of those parties on, coming together and acknowledging, a wrong and then fixing it and then publicly showing that as black people, we can make, a solution out of something that, didn't start out so well without, bloodshed and, mama talk and diss records and all that other shit. So definitely shout out to those two, man. I guess it's the perfect time where we could take for our kick cam for the week. I just went for a whole sporty look, and I did pull out the Reebok ASAP Nas edition joints. It kind of gives that air bacon feel. If those that know about the air bacon, the yellow laces. But this one is kind of funky. A whole lot of materials on here, fly knit, and you got a little bit of rugged suede, and then you got rubber tips, like the spikes on the bottom is kind of fire. I really like this pair of sneakers, and you're not really gonna see everybody wear it because everybody really can't pull off something like this. This is fly guy shit only. So shout out to me. Now, I want to take my time with this one because it seems like somebody like Shedeur Sanders kind of got penalized for being Deion's son. And when I say that, it's like Shedeur took a program that had one win the season before in Colorado and brought it to a respectable, program where, people were checking for them. And he didn't shun away from the bright lights because when the bright lights was there, he always showed up. But the thing is now, he's still Deion's son. So he was slated to be, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the draft. Somehow or another, he ended up slipping from the first round all the way to the 5th round. Cleveland, they decided it was like, you know what, he's on the board, let me take him. They had him slotted as the 4th, the 4th in the rotation at the quarterback position. And then somehow or another, injuries happened. He wasn't getting no first team reps. But then this kid who was kind of made for the spotlight, him being Deion's son, of course, took the opportunity of being able to start for a preseason game. And boy, he shined. He had a few rough moments in the beginning, until he got his feet wet in kind of the motion of the game. And then he started looking like he was there. And then you started seeing a little wrist wear start coming up. And then he officially said, it's time. Meaning that, he's here. See, the thing is for me is he's kind of working against two entities. His GM kind of came out and was like, he was a pick. The owner said, if I didn't think that we was going to take a Shedeur, that was kind of the GM's call. I didn't want him. But the dude that he's playing behind had a decent preseason game as well, a couple turnovers in between. But it's like Shedeur, if Shedeur made the same mistake as Dylan Gabriel, there's no way in hell that they would have had a discussion about, him probably even making the team at some point in time. But Shedeur, he is who he is, man. But the thing for me is I want in a parallel. Could you compare him to the anticipation of being great because he's a dad that Bronny has to deal with LeBron? I know he went undrafted, but he still found a contract with the Lakers next to his dad, which could be a tough thing, But Shedeur is on his own. But I know just the name, building up to the name, the last name itself, kind of sometimes in more sense, kind of means more than the first name at points in time. And for the fact that Shedeur might have to deal with this throughout his career until he's really given the opportunity to separate himself. His dad played wide receiver and a defensive back. They don't even play the same position. His dad coached him as the head coach, but he's a quarterback. They got a quarterback coach. His dad he ain't throwing like his son. They don't have the same athletic ability, but the dude is real poised in the pocket. He looks like he belongs. And the fact that this dude isn't really being given the opportunity to be the head of the franchise, of a struggling ass franchise at that, is blasphemy at this point in time. Me personally, if you want to make the story right, trade the dude, man. Send him to Dallas. Dallas to take him up because of Dak Prescott, I don't see him making it through the season. One. Two, they fed up with him. He ain't really been leading them nowhere. And it might be time for new energy there in Dallas. And Shedeur might be that. You know, they ain't won shit in a long time. What has it been, 96 or some shit? So if anything, they still storylines, and Dallas might be the best landing spot for the kid. Even if he go there and he has to play, you know, the bench for a little bit and learn from Dak until it's really his time, make it happen, man. Because Cleveland, y'all wasting talent and wasting time over there with the kid, man. Y'all playing with his emotions, and the thing is, like, he's real confident that, you know, he didn't even say himself that he performed great. He said it was room to be, you know, improved. He even apologized to his pops because he knew that was the opportunity that they were waiting for, and he didn't give himself an A grade performance. So, I mean, shout out to Deion for, you know, grooming such a poised gentleman in his son Shedeur, because most black kids and most kids that are under that spotlight probably would have folded to the media or said something ignorant where they say, you know what, that's why we didn't want that kid. But what he's been doing is the total opposite. He's been speaking like, you know, like he's been there before. He's been in the community. His teammates seem to enjoy being around him, and, you know, for the second team reps that he does get, when he did get to play, you can see certain connections that he has with certain people, and just the poise that he has and the command of the offense that, you know, they give him, especially being a young guy, it's kind of rare. So Cleveland, you might have a talent that you've been searching for a very long time, and it's right in your backyard. Y'all should just do the right thing and, you know, get a kid an opportunity. Now, when we say kids, and, you know what I mean, I don't know if I could clutch much cause Costa not a kid anymore. He's older now, so I'm gonna leave the kid aspect over it. But he's a younger gentleman. But I seen him recently playing around with Rockaway, and I'm like, what the hell he know about Rockaway? But he was saying that, you know, digging in the crates and finding, you know, nostalgic pieces and having them tailored to his size. And then I looked at some of the pieces, and, you know, I'm like, yo, damn, he's really pulling it off. So my question is, you know, as much as the influencer he is, and you know what influencers do in the culture today, how influential could he be when it comes to actually revitalizing a whole brand? Could Rockaway find themselves back in fashion behind a Casanat and his energy that he has with, you know, the streamers and his followers? And it's not far fetched because, you know, once you built yourself to a criteria where people are into you and people are buying what you do, the sky's the limit when it comes to that shit, man. And, you know, Kyle might be one of those people that, you know, might be able to revive a brand like that, you know. And there's other brands out there that, you know, was dope back in the day. Whether it be something like State Property, or, you know what I mean, Kid Robot, or some shit like that. So it's like, who would you choose that's maybe like in the streamer influencer lane to actually, you know, bring back some of these brands? Even when I name somebody like, you know, what's my guy name? J Tips, right? I know he got the whole colorful aesthetics and all of that when it comes to the flowers and the messaging behind the sneakers, but I would put him in a lane with something like Cross Color. It kind of fit the lane and the vein of what's going on over there, and I think he would be perfect to kind of revamp and revitalize, you know, that entity over there. Then you got something like what could it be? Either State Property or something like a Call Kana. I would give to somebody like Joe Freshgoods, somebody who's ingratiated with the culture, that really knows the aspect of the 90s feel. And, you know, because he did have a whole campaign for a pair of his sneakers with the whole belly aspect with the Keisha Blues and all. So he knows that lane of where hip hop came from. And he might be the perfect one to put as a creative director in place for some of these brands. The thing is like, some collaborations make sense and some collaborations seem forced. And the ones that seem forced are the driving factors of saying why streetwear might be changing and why it's no longer about the streets, and they making it more about the names that they have in and associated with it than the actual garments. So it's kind of like the hype of who's who rather than what's what. And I think, that should be revamped and revisited, because the name dropping be cool and all of that, but I'm more about, the aspect of how it looks, what it brings to the culture, what kind of nostalgia can we continue on with these garments. So it's a good idea, man. Drop down in the comments, who do you think that's an influencer that you think could revitalize a brand and get it to something that, we respected back in the day? I don't know how many other brands that we call, and guess is guess. I mean, they ain't really gonna go nowhere. Polo, they've been doing anything from the, from the jump. I could see somebody like, Tyler the Creator playing around with something like Lacoste or La Tigre or something like that. It's different people out here that do different shit, but drop some comments in the down low and let us know, like, who's somebody you think that's a perfect influencer that could revitalize a brand from the 90s. But with that all being said, we have reached your favorite part of the show. It's Fashion or Clashing. Now, when we say fashion, is, oh, that's dope. That's something I would definitely put in my closet. Then that'll be fashion. And then there's, oh, hell no. I don't know what that is. I will never wear that. It would never touch my closet. Then what, y'all? It's clashing. Let's go to today's first look. Let's see what we got.
What's good, everybody? Let's style the new Rare Air Jordan 4s.
No, I'm not really mad at any of these outfits right here. The first look would be one of my go-tos because, it's a clean black aesthetic, and it's kind of going for that, modern dapper look, and that's kind of playing streetwear along with that clean aesthetic. So I'm going to go fashion all around because I like the switch up, because it's not really easy that you could find a pair of Jordans and really switch it up and say, I'm going to dress it up to look like more than streetwear, especially a pair of 4s. That's kind of bulky in that, silhouette. But he pulled it off. I enjoyed the look. I'm going to go fashion on this one. Next look. Let's see what else we got.
My name is Rasheem, a.k.a. Art Dojo. I'm
Yes.
from Philly.
Loving the super colorful look.
Man.
Break it down. Tell me what you're wearing.
Yeah, everything is handmade by me from
Yeah.
top to bottom.
Damn.
Credit to New Era Japan for the cap inspiration.
Ooh.
That was their idea, but it was taxing for us, so I made it myself.
Okay. Thighs.
The eyes are 5'2". The top is me, Art Dojo. This is a
Souped it up.
Kati's pin, though.
Okay.
Shout out to Khaled.
All right. Pants.
Pants, Art Dojo.
Yes. Feet.
Feet, Footjoy. eBay score.
Oh, little crispy number. Let me show me the bag.
Crispy. And Big Bart. I got this in
Of
Thailand.
course. And today your hands and wrists are
Oh, man. We're
on
cooking
fire
up.
right now.
We're cooking up with a little accessories.
Oh.
This one here is from the Copper Queen, Mshari, and everything else is kind of...
Yeah. When it's a little bit warmer, you let the
Yeah.
jewelry speak. You know what I'm saying?
Shed a little something on
There
it.
you go. Let's rate it. Scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate today's look?
Based on the feeling, I'm going with a 10.
There you go, baby. Piece of Philly.
Peace.
See, now that's that bullshit. I'm going to go clashing on this one. Just off the strength of the pants, the hat, and the boots. I would never wear the pants. I hate the boots. And the hat is not really me. Especially you put the Yankee hat. I get it, creativity and the colors and blah, 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 blah. This shit look like too much. I get it, creativity is where people are leaning to these days. But this right here is not for me. Clashing. Next look, y'all.
Fitz from the streets, who I have a pleasure of speaking with.
Shay Elizabeth from Philly.
Let's go, Shay. I love the look. You let them know what you're wearing today?
Thank you. So I am wearing Muse brand denim.
Yes.
I have on my Versace.
Fire.
A cute little cinch tank from LYS, my brand. Some
Okay.
Arm candy, Rolly, Cardi,
Yes.
Louis. Some arm candy from my brand as well, which
Okay.
is LYS. I got on a vintage Dalmatian bag.
Crazy.
And pretty much it.
Can't forget the shades.
Oh, my Gucci shades.
Yes.
My grill is from Love and Liberty.
Love it.
And my Project 2000 custom.
Shout out to Project 2000. Michelle, how would you describe your personal style?
Me. However I'm feeling that day.
Okay. Who's some of the most stylish individuals to you?
I feel like I love Diana Ross just for her boldness, sexy and fierce. And Rihanna.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look, what makes Philly style different than the rest of the world's?
You gonna catch a fly girl in Philly.
I love
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Now this right here, Shorty pulled it together because this is really a real calm outfit until you get to the distressing. The shoes is dope. The accessories, glasses, it really gives it a flair and character to the whole outfit where it turns into a casual outfit into some fashionable shit. Her aura, her rings and things, put it over the top. So I'm gonna go fashion on this one, man. Shout out to her. She played along with the body and all of that, you know, right, showing the right assets where they need to be. Yo, next look, y'all. Next look.
Come with me to Kurt Geiger's pop-up at the Bijenkorf. But first, let's create a look around this beautiful bag. So I'm thinking about wearing a skirt, but then I'm going to pair it with a jersey. Shoes, I'm gonna wear my loafers. We gotta accessorize. Yep. And now I'm gonna put my jewelry on. Hello? You see that? Okay, glasses. Let's go to this event. Show off the bag. The pop-up looks absolutely amazing. It's a motel, guys, so you can check in and check out with a new bag. I love the collection. Kurt Geiger's always colorful and eclectic, so if you're into that, check it out.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first seen this look, I was kind of on the fence, like, I'm not really sure if I was feeling the look. But then she put more layers and put more character. The hat came along. She tucked the jersey. The dress came, it gave it more of a casual feel, and then she threw the loafers on it. And then she made a whole new look out of something sporty. So I have to go with creativity alone. She played along with the colors. The hat set her off the top. Girls in hats is kind of my thing. I ain't gonna hold you. So I'm gonna go fashion with this one. I like the creativity and the pop of color and all that other shit wrapped in one, man. So definitely fashion. I enjoy creativity. Next look, y'all. Man, shout out to the ladies, man. Chris Brown had got y'all going crazy. The breezy bow has been setting it off around the country. Girls been knowing how to step out, and this is a perfect example of the sexy girl step out. She accessorized the shit out of the body. The body was the accessory. Manolo blonde Timbs, perfectly cropped shirt. The walk was fire. The shorts and fashion. Chef's kiss. Next look, y'all.
Yo, what's poppin', man? Wake up. You awake? You awake, man. Bloody O, you dig? Got some vibes on Jackson Live in Harlem, man. You dig?
Let's just make this comment that, you know, y'all already know I'm New York City biased when it comes to a lot, but this one right here is going to be clashing for me personally. I get the pink sneakers, they ain't come out yet with the Awake 5. It's another pair that's, you know, Jordan Brand is coming out with that's kind of putting feet on necks. But this collaboration right here with the leather shorts, with the leather fencing up top. I don't even know what season it is. And if it's in New York City, it's not the time for this yet. So you sweaty up top and sweaty down low, you got to figure out a time and place to wear this. But this one right here wasn't the time nor the place. The jacket and the shorts separately and the sneakers. And Bloody O, I don't really see him really with the whole Jordan look. So this is kind of different and new from him. But, you know, shout out to him. But this is definitely going to be clashing. Next look, y'all.
We're outside, brought New York to Copenhagen. Let me break down the outfit. So this dress is from Attico. I have on a Justine Clenquet necklace, a couple of Justine Clenquet rings, a JPG ring. This little ring is from Sandy Liang, actually, and it can open up. You can put your picture inside of it. I just haven't done that yet, which is insane. This bag is from NDG. It's a collaboration that we're working on, actually dropping later this fall in September, so stay tuned. And then my glasses are from Gentle Monster. Oh, and then my shoes are from New Balance. Bye!
Week by week, I'm kind of more loving the way that this girl pays attention to each outfit that she pairs together. And you see she kind of, the dress is not a regular just a dress she threw on. It has shoulders and the waist is kind of cinched. She's playing along with the Mew Mews, and then she knows her jewelry that she's playing along with. And you could tell she got that kind of Pilates body, and she's trying to show it off, and it's looking good, and she's doing her thing when it comes to this whole, fashion space. So I'm definitely gonna go fashion on this one. I really appreciate it. The attention that she pays to the details in her outfit. So definitely fashion. Next look, y'all. A lot of the time we get upset when it comes to conversation of fashion and we say, quote unquote, the mannequin fit. And when we say the mannequin fit, that's kind of the look when you say that right there, everybody's wearing it, it's on the mannequin, let me get everything right there, and there's no creativity in it. So this is kind of those knockoff versions of the Chrome Hearts jeans. And then you have a typical style right now is the boxy cut shirt. And then you pair it along now and you go with the studded hat and then the Timbs. It just looks like something out of, like a Soho video, come get dressed with me or some shit like that. I ain't really with it. So I'm gonna go clashing on this one, man. It is what it is. I'm good off of this one. Next look, y'all. So now this look right here is something that I, kind of am striving to, accomplish as a look. I like the whole colorful aspect of the, sweater / cardigan look, but it's still giving street, it's still giving urban aesthetic feel, but more like a grown-up feel with it. A nice pair of trousers, and a good pair of loafers. They kind of look like camper loafers. I really like this outfit, and I like the way that this direction of fashion is going, where, it's age appropriate, and it's something that I think I would definitely pair more in my closet and aim towards when I either go to dinner or something like that, or, go to like some kind of engagement where, those type of people in the building, fashionable people. So this is definitely going to be a fashionable moment. And that's it. I ain't got nothing else for you. This is your boy Remo, aka Mr. Rich Dress. This is Let's Talk Fashion, powered by the JBT Network. Don't forget to rate, comment, like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit up the comment section. Spam it if you want to, because I talk shit back. Don't think that you're just going to be talking to me and I ain't going to be talking back. So I definitely appreciate y'all hitting me up. Hit me on IG, Rich_Threads, RICHE_Threads. And until next time, we up out of here, man. Peace.